Episode 5 ADC. Now, this is an interesting game because I was the worst scoring player on the team with a perfect KD of 1-0-0. So, we lost the game by 29 minutes and I had 239 CS with a scaling support. So, let's see where I went wrong. So theoretically, why did I have such a negative impact game, right? So on the enemy team we have Kale, obviously very one-dimensional way of dueling you. Can't really miss any abilities. And then you have double support lane, so not really gonna have anything going on early game. The most relevant thing is gonna be your break points and how good you can do them. And then the thing that really shuts you down is a Twisted Fate ultimate. The threat of it, need to play around it. So I'd say going blind into this match for the most part. I feel the time not acknowledging the timing of KO ult or Twisted Fate ult kind of robbed me of my pressure this game. But let's have a look. So this is a only one kill game, man. 0 deaths, 0 assists. So it's gonna be a bit nitpicky. But I want to take a look at mine. So I don't really like this first way of doing things, right? So when the first thing comes in with Tristan, you want to spread your auto attacks, right, to get uh the damage in. Altering this cast minion makes no sense for me. Right. Auto this one. I don't like altering this cast minion. Nothing's set up. And I missed this one. Get that one. Here's another example. See, with Tristana, you got to spread your auto attack. So only auto the melees. Spread the auto attack. I should be auto attacking that now. I missed 2 minions in a double enchanter lane already. Okay, doing good with this one. Instant flash, but there's not really much we could do to capitalize it. Evelyn is starting bottom. So another thing we kind of have to acknowledge is Aatrox ganking us, but I have W, Janna has movement speed. They have no way to lock us down. So I don't think Aatrox really cares about this lane too much. Yeah, other than some break points. So I really just don't like these. So I've actually got some notes here. So cannon minion under turret. See, I haven't looked at this fully. See, this is what I mean. When a cannon wave approaches, we need to look at break points, man. Because it very much so is spread. This is something I got to write down. I need to pull up a replay and look at how does Tristana kill the cannon wave. Look how much minions I've missed. Something simple. If you want to have the power of Malzahar, just instantly having break points effortlessly while doing it on ADC, you need that. With Jinx, it's easy concept, very much so vacuum. But with Tristana, you must know your breakpoints because the E passive spread kind of ruins everything. That's regular. So I need to look at Cannon Wave. But you know, vibing and scaling and not dying is not really a problem in the double enchanter lane. Aatrox attempts a gank, but it's basically impossible to kill me. This lane is basically like zero impact. So let's have a look. A little handshake. So they crash this small wave. They have to stay for this wave. This is the actual wave to crash. So actually, we've actually got kind of a decent. Well, if I could actually farm, look how much minions I'm missing. I'm missing a lot. Still got the crash though. But this isn't the problem. The problem is my lack of impact. Yeah, double enchanter land, doing my thing. Alright, so we got our first little fight. Double checking that I'm recording. Right, first little fight. So Neferi. So once again, this is like trying to interrupt this lane is so impossible, man. Because the supports literally do nothing the entire game, which is this is fine, the scaling. And this guy gets Aatrox W'd and then Twisted Fate ult and dies. Not really much that can be done. But yeah, this should be a lovely lane, man. Just like I definitely believe Tristana outscales Kai'Sa, so especially with a Janna on top. This should be a vibe, an absolute vibe. Get 100% crit chance, kill everyone. See, once this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is a naked wave. How do I approach this? 1, 2, 3. Do I get all this? Naked wave level 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alter that, alter that. I do get it all. But yeah, E in the backline is basically the concept. But yeah. It's something to like this comes with time and mastery and making sure you watch replays and seeing how they hit naked waves with no opponents to contest you. Where you can just freely use all your abilities and not have to save it for a fight. I say now here's a good one. Here's a good one. Alright, so let's have a little bit of a pause and look at my breakpoint. So cannon wave on turret. Hit 2 times auto on 2 casters. So let's see our flow. So this wave is coming to us. Hit 2 casters. See, this is extremely scuffed. I got some breakpoints to learn. I keep mentioning it, but once again, Tristana E makes the E passive makes it very difficult. But it's also nice to have like the extra damage for wave clear. So here I'm alone, right? With Kai'Sa, but this is he's got exhaust, can't really do anything to her full HP. Janna is doing things on the map as she should. Once again, I'm probably like missing everything. But in a future game, I'll show you guys perfect knowledge of breakpoints. But let's have a look at why we have such a low impact. I look to run because Kaiser could be there. Here's a little gank. Yeah. This performance is an 8, like going blow for blow with the ADC. Obviously, the only reason I'm down in CS is because I suck at farming. But this is a chill experience, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. If I casually get good CS every single match, that's fine with me. Especially against a Kaiser champ that doesn't get crit chance. But let's further on a bit. So let's look at where the fights are, right? So they got 2 dragons. Our mid lane is fed, but obviously he's gonna feed. I look to stand in the separate lane, which isn't bad. Looking at just possible all in, I think. Opportunity. So obviously I'm away from the fight. This is a good interaction, objectively good interaction. Push, 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 get some pressure. Third dragon for free. To be honest, sometimes games are like this, but if I had the ego without being too high IQ with like replay analysis, right? My mid laner has all the power in the world to like make things happen. But of course, instant shot. I go top lane again. Push, push, push. Like Anakin is spawning. Let's have a look at the fog of war. Kale is here. Like Kale stops me. I think you could say this is like the downside of like not having proper lane position. Cause this is I don't know. You can't really say about my gameplay, right? Because one, I'm not feeding, and obviously I could have like 30 more CS if I farmed correctly. Like with a score like 0-0-0 at 19 minutes, it's not that terrible, and my assassin is fed. But I think macro wise, my allocation should be mid lane, right? And split pushing does not do anything for me at all in this specific game. If I could fight, if I wasn't versus Kale, it wouldn't be that damn terrible. Ooh, what's this? And look, I get stopped by this guy. I push mid. I go bot. No fight. Bro, do you know? Sometimes it's like games like this in jungle, right? It's this split push. I'm being covered by multiple champs. I'm not dying. They have 3 dragons at 20 minutes. Like it's clumped together 5 versus 5. Like I feel like first 2 dragons they got casually, and the third dragon I'm stopping Kale from being at the fight. Well, I'm split pushing, right? I'm doing shit. But this is the problem. I mean, this maybe this is this is a part of the game, right? Because once again, I'm not really inting. My mid laner has a lot of gold, a lot of power. You know, it's kind of hard being in this position. You know, I'm split pushing and I'm just being stopped. I'm being stopped and I'm being stat checked. 5 versus 5. Kale has teleport. When they get dragons this far, I don't think you're supposed to get dragons this fast when your mid laner has this much gold. To be honest, early game, I think he did give like a 300 gold shutdown at 16 minutes. It's supposed to be game losing, right? Like I don't want to be that guy that blames his teammates, but as an ADC, you only have so much power. They get so they get so at 23 minutes. I'm trying to find where this guy was like 6 kills. Like he gave Kale like a 350, like a 400 goal shutdown, and I'm just vibing his ADC. Like I don't know. Obviously, I could do more, right? But sometimes the game is in your teammates' hands. Like you can't legally make this. You can't legally do this, by the way. Like it might be a bit. I feel like sometimes in League of Legends, right? You're gonna have these games where you have no resources and your teammates in 1,000 goal shutdown to hyper scale Kel, and it's like I could make better decisions, but what can you do? Like when your teammates right control you in you, do as they please. But if you have 5 items, then it's your fault. But this game, I have no resources. My teammate has resources. My teammate is playing mid lane. Int's 400 goal shutdown to KO, and they get soul at 23 minutes. This is just cool bad luck in my opinion. Now, if I was reviewing a game where I had 400 goal shutdown and 3 items, then it's fair play, right? But this is just a. I'm literally just playing with the game flow. I don't want to say. But that's my nicest match. Sometimes it's objectively unlucky, but you can't. If you get 5 items, man, you can't cry and complain. But this is objectively a bad one. But thanks for watching.